I've had 6.5 months to prepare for this video, and I still don't really know how to approach it, but I'll give it a crack. So without further ado, hi, I'm Ravsav. About 6.5 months ago, on the 21st of October, I committed to a challenge which I titled the 170 Day Grind. You can find the meat and potatoes of the challenge in this video or this article, but essentially I set myself the task to play the game every day or review it in some way to give myself one final chance to really push my very slow improvement rate. How'd it go? Well, that's what we're here to explain today. You might see the title and thumbnail and think this will be a really negative video. Not necessarily. Come along for the journey that I've been on for the past 170 days. The way I began is going to sound really funny off-Broadway, but there's no other way to put it. My inspiration for this whole challenge comes from an NBA edit. Peep this one.
Do you view this season as a failure?
Do you get a promotion every year on your job? No, right? So every year you work is a failure. Every year you work towards something, towards a goal, right? Which is to get a promotion, to be able to take care of your family, provide a house for them, or take care of your parents. It's not a failure, it's steps to success. Michael Jordan played 15 years, won 6 championships. The other 9 years was a failure? That's what you're telling me. It's a wrong question. There's no failure in sports. You know, there's good days, bad days. Some days you are able to be successful, some days you're not. Some days it's your turn, some days it's not your turn. And that's what sports is about. You don't always win. And this year somebody else is going to win. Simple as that. We're going to come back next year, try to be better, try to build good habits. You know, and hopefully we can win a championship.
Looking back, it feels really corny, but that's honestly how it started. When you're an O2er for a long time, and holy moly have I been one for a really long time, you look towards a muse or some form of inspiration. In a word, Hope Core has kept me going. It keeps me hungry. When you lose a lot, all you have to fall back on is a reason to play. And this was that reason. So, thanks Giannis. Right. So basically, this was the starting point for the grind, and that came around on the 21st of October. I decided that I've tried a lot of stuff to improve over the past 4 years, so why not do a method that keeps me accountable and is an easily repeatable process? So between the 22nd of October 2024 and the 9th of April 2025, I was either going to play or review the game daily with 3 main goals to achieve. Number 1, in a 34-day period, achieve a combined 40% win rate across main and redemption brackets. Number 2, win a redemption bracket. And number 3, win 4 sets in a main bracket once. From there, I filled in the sheet every day, with some days only being a review day, some being a playing the game day, and some being a tournament day. But I still managed to do it every day. I held myself accountable and put something in the sheet every single day. I stuck to my word. Now let's get into the big part of the grind. What happened? What went right? What went wrong? And how do I reflect on the whole thing? Before I get into the good and the bad, I really do want to highlight how this grind was split into 3 main phases. If you read my initial breakdown, it's actually 6 phases, but there were 3 that emotionally were the most important. The first phase was roughly the first 50 days, which felt like the honeymoon period. Playing every day gave me this sense of achievement and progression I hadn't felt basically ever. My movement was getting better, I could combo better, I could kill better, it just flowed. Very early into the grind, I saw results. As early as day 18, I had a ridiculously good tournament, which soared far above any of my previous results. During this time, I'd been getting a lot of friendlies with VT Pooks and improving rapidly against his new secondary, Meta Knight. We met in round 1 of the main bracket, and I was able to get a big win. It felt pretty awesome. Later on, I competed in the redemption bracket and got the experience of reaching grand finals for the first time. Pooks would storm through losers to beat me, but it was still a tournament that set me on the right path. That one tournament gave me the spark and hope I needed to continue the grind and to continue chasing the goals I've set out for myself. Even if I wasn't winning in the main bracket, I'd always get a set in redemption. I won my first set on stream. I was winning multiple sets at tournaments. Towards the back end of 2024, I was flying. But a honeymoon does eventually end. Eventually, you hit the wall. The second phase of the grind is what I'll call the wall. This was a vicious and brutal period where I felt like I couldn't go anywhere but backwards. Unfortunately, it also made up such a heavy chunk of time. This makes up roughly from day 56 all the way up to day 120. It was a long time to be down on myself and down as a player. So quick recap of where we're at so far. I've dished up 2 top 2 finishes in redemption brackets and genuinely build up my confidence more and more. But the plateau comes for everyone. It hit me hard. Foolishly, near the end of 2024, I entered 3 tournaments in 4 days, and I lost 12 sets in that time and got no wins. I began to spiral. My mentality is very fragile, and when you lose over and over, you begin to question if the effort is worth all the pain. Across days 56 to 120, I competed 15 times and put up a total set record of 15 wins and 54 losses, with a win rate of 22%. Across the prior 55 days, I had 9 tournaments, with 15 wins and 26 losses, with a win rate of 37%. Same amount of set wins, but my mentality was better. I had no doubts about competing in redemption. I took the challenge on with both hands. I was competing without any doubts. But it didn't last. This stretch of the grind said to me, no matter how hard you work, you won't be able to do it. You won't be able to finish what you started. It's not worth it. Fortunately, the Oz Smash scene has some very good people. One of those people is Governor. This New South Wales Roy did something very important for how I looked at this grind. He got me to think about process over results. Had it not been for Governor and his experience and wisdom with being stuck in a rut of losing for so long, I would not have continued past day 120. One conversation brought on the final phase, the phoenixing of the grind. I've competed less in the final 50 days of the grind with just 8 tournaments and a set record of 12 wins and 25 losses, with a win rate of 32%. But it's not just about numbers. It's an improvement in a pure gameplay sense. I may not control who I play or how good they're doing on the day, but it was more about the confidence, the decision making, and the mental shift. I've come a long way. One of my good friends in the scene, Rambo, asked me a simple question in regards to my grind. He asked me, if you were to play yourself prior to the 170 days, right now, would you win in a best of 5 3-0? The answer to me is obviously yes. My gameplay is far beyond what it was around October. I've come out the other side of the grind, not so much as a more accomplished player, but definitely more confident. And I'm fine with that. So as I got closer to the end, how did I deal with the fact that I wasn't going to achieve my goals? Well, yeah, it hurt, but the most important thing was shifting some goals and adding some short-term goals. I managed to knock over a few as I got near the end. After the Summer Season 40 was announced, my wins on Phosphor 111 meant that I could tick off beating a 40 player on their main. Thanks to my strong performance at Midvitational 3, I got to knock over both goals of winning 2 and 4 sets at a Melbourne tournament. I did unfortunately miss out on the 40% win rate, with the closest being 35% in days 1 to 34. I also missed out on a redemption bracket win with 2 top 2 finishes being the closest that I got. Now the miss that hurt the most was missing Ami's PR. So the struggle with chasing a ranking-based goal is that comparisons follow you every time you succeed, and more importantly, every time you fail. This was the anxiety that chasing Ami's PR brought. Ever since I started taking redemption brackets more seriously around September last year, this anxiety has hung over my head. It truly became the thief of my joy as a player. As I did better and better in redemption brackets, I found myself drawing comparisons with a group of 4 players who fit into a similar skill level. Although to be fair to them, they've been competing for far less time than me. These people were HD Magic, Darren Aronnax, Brazza, and Hex. After Summer Season's Ami's PR dropped, I knew the comparisons were over. All 4 of these guys have flown past me. Brazza and Darren Aronnax outplaced me at Midvitational. Have had far more consistent numbers than me over the past few months. HD Magic and Hex both have main bracket results they can hang their hat on and now have the honour of being part of the Ami's PR. I didn't get there. I failed. This hurt because I gave 120% to push towards it and I fell well short. Smash can be so discouraging. This was part of why I wanted to crawl into a ball and just give up. It's why comparisons and rankings hurt. You can do all this work and think you've progressed, but your results really are the only tangible thing people can look at. I didn't do enough. So when I reflect on the whole experience of the 170-day grind, how would I describe it? I'd say a confronting but necessary experience as a competitor. For probably the last 2 years, I've shied away from being the focus of my impact on the scene. Confusing thing to say. Look at where I put all my effort into for the past 2 years. It's Rav stats, it's the videos, the articles, the major coverage, the upset threads. It's been all about giving a spotlight to those who would never get it outside of passing conversations and ranking discussions. I haven't put the effort in where I should have. My journey as a competitor. I haven't given everything to get better, so I've rotted away as an O2er who could never beat or hold my own against anyone. The 170-day grind was a way for me to catch up on so much lost time and progress. Did I fail? In a way, yes, but also no. I learned what it meant to really give your all into getting better. I'm a competitor at heart, and yeah, it's deeply frustrating and disappointing to fall short of what I set out to do, but I admire that I stuck to these 3 things I stand for as a person: persistence, resilience, dedication. I'd like to thank Lime, Pooks, Will, Gravity, Rambo, Flo, P9, Governor, Rooster, A Biscuit, Easy Cole, and many others who've helped me stay on task with the grind and got me from an O2er to a slightly more competent O2er. This game has been so insanely difficult to learn, but the last 170 days has shown me that you can make progress if you really work hard. That's what I learned. If you work hard and care a lot, you'll eventually see progress, even if no one else sees it. So what happens from here? Well, first, I need a break. This is not a sustainable way to practice, so I'll be back to practicing when I feel like it. Not every day. Both from genuinely being exhausted from the game and the disappointment that comes with failing the goals that I set out to do has certainly taken its toll on me. I'll keep competing because I love Vic, and Smash Ultimate itself still has time left. But now I'm done with the grind. It really is a melancholy type of feeling. I stuck to my words and kept playing, believing in the process, but still, I didn't get to succeed. That's why I called the video The Art of Losing. I failed, but there's something kind of beautiful about it. I might care a little too much, but my care for the game and wanting to improve got me to this point. I hope someday I can feel the highs my friends in the scene get to achieve. It seems cool. But for now, I'll keep trucking along and doing my thing. I'll still be doing stats, I'll keep showing up, and I'll keep trying. Thanks for watching such an important video. Ravsav out.